That's so crazy.
Can see me more than you.
I
This is a very slow song.
How long have you guys been doing this?
We started about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
But we just went live on this station last June.
Oh, cool.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's been interesting. Songs put me to sleep. Songs put me to sleep.
Right? Elevator music. Yeah.
Oh, that's a really...
Is that new? I just got it done
That's
last
the
night.
one you just got? Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Who did it?
This guy named Joel Mentor. He's from Divide Machine in Buffalo.
Wow.
He's done most of my stuff. But yeah, he killed that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You can always tell the difference between like who picks the songs. Like this week, Joel picked the songs. Because usually when I pick them, they're a little bit more like upbeat.
Right. Are you
That
only...
last song. I can't hear you. What? I can't hear you.
Oh, yes.
At least I got my voice back too.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm in a glass cage of emotion. What?
So, can I even talk about being in Layla?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can talk about that.
No,
That was the only reason he didn't want to interview you is because he worked with you so, like, not recently, but
Right.
in recent history.
Right. Okay.
You can totally talk about that.
Cool.
Okay.
Talk about what?
Layla.
Whatever. Whatever, yeah.
Is it taping right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, this is a good tune. It's better than the last one.
Yeah. Oh, these are driving me crazy. Hey, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Sober Life Radio, and we are here with our guest, Stephanie.
Hi.
Hey, and you brought your sister with you here?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We're just going to kind of get right into it. For those that were listening earlier, I told you Stephanie herself has struggled with her own addiction, and she recently lost her husband to the disease of addiction. So I'm just going to have you talk a little bit about how this all began for you.
I mean, I guess I would say I've always been at least a functioning addict since a teenager. After my mom passed away, I started doing pills a lot. And then I moved back. I had moved out of Rochester, lived in Newark for about a year, moved back to Rochester and started doing heroin. First I was like, oh, I'll never shoot up. Justin was shooting up already. And we would fight about it all the time.
Isn't it crazy? Because I experienced that myself years ago. My ex and I'm like, that's terrible. Like, how could you do that? You know? And
yeah. And, you know, we almost separated because of it. And then, I found him overdosed at my friend Jessica's house, and he was like, "I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore." Well, we were both sniffing it. I didn't know he was still shooting it till then, but we both continued to sniff it, and I knew he was still shooting. Right. So we moved to Fairport, and I made the switch over that I said I would never do, and you don't go back to sniffing after that. It's just, and I lost everything. my dad tried to approach me about it, and I just shut him down. And I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I cut my dad off for a year because he said, I want to help you. I want to take the kids so they're safe and not around it, so you can get your stuff together. And I stopped talking to this man who raised me my whole life and had been there for me, when my mom died. And, he's always been there. And I just so easily and with no emotion shut him off. It took getting CPS called on us to start to wake up. My dad took the kids, and we realized, we were in trouble.
Yeah.
Stuff's bad. We were getting evicted from our apartment. Once we did get evicted, we were sleeping in abandoned buildings, attics, basements, trap houses, you name it. We probably slept there in Rochester.
How long did that progression take? Like you were like recreationally using substances when you were a teenager,
right?
How old were you when your mom passed away?
She passed. What was it? 7 years? Did I say? It's been 7 years since she passed.
Okay, and that's when the pills started.
Yeah, and I got pregnant with my daughter Isabella. I had her in 2011, and I was sober through that. And then after I had her, it was just, so much was going on. And I'd constantly been dodging my feelings. And they were just hitting me in the face. And I was like, that's it. I'm done. I don't want to face them anymore.
So that's like within a 5-year period, that rapid progression.
Oh, yeah.
From the pills to...
Yeah.
You're talking about like living in trap houses and abandoned houses and losing everything.
Yeah. I was an assistant manager at the Penfield Supercuts for 6 years. Like I had cars. I had a vehicle. I had a great life. I had great family and friends. And I just, I tried it, and I was like, I'll never get addicted. It won't be me, that saying you all say, and I said it, and there I was, right there struggling. Yeah. And I ended up reaching out to my sister after a long time of not talking to her, and I told her, what was going on. And the first time she came and picked me up, I was a skinny wreck, and went to her house high, and I told her, I'm going to be sick the next morning. It's going to be rough. Yeah. And for a week and a half till I got into Loyola, just awful. She wanted to kill me. I didn't even puke in wastebasket sometimes. No. I lean over the bed. Oh my God. It was awful.
What was this? Were you familiar with opiate addiction at all before all of this? Like, that was not your world. You weren't familiar with this. You just knew that something was wrong with your sister. I'm assuming you probably figured it was drugs. Or did you know how bad it was? Like, what they were doing?
I had no idea what was going to happen or anything. Yeah. Like, this was totally out of my element completely.
Right. Like, I've got this person withdrawing. And how was that for you watching that?
My God, it was absolutely horrible. Like, I hated seeing her go through that. And I was like, when is this going to stop? She was just constantly throwing up. And I'm like, she's got to stop sometime, and she was just like, cold sweats, or she had sweats, and then she got cold, and then she got, so she was constantly throwing the blankets off and then putting the blankets on, and I would bring, washcloths in and put them on her head. It was just, I guess my motherly instinct kicked in with her, but it was horrible, and I finally said, I don't have what you need. Yeah. We need to get you some medical help. Yeah. And that's when we talked her into going to Loyola.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. But in the meantime, we had to take her to Strong, and we had to get all her labs done.
Oh, yeah, medical clearance.
And that took like a while, and then they had to do that special thing because she has no veins.
Yeah.
So, I had never even seen it, gone through it, or anything, and I had no idea.
Like, for people that are listening too, because I think that there's this perception of, why can't you just stop? Just stop. It's not that easy. I mean, it's a living hell going through withdrawal, and that's what keeps a lot of people out there, is that fear. And it's not just the physical withdrawal, because that alone is brutal.
Right.
But the psychological, the emotional things that go along with that. Yeah. And when you're dealing with someone, there's just one thing that will help that. There's something that will fix that. And that's why people don't often deal with withdrawal for long periods of time. Because
Oh, yeah. I would do that all the time. I'd finish doing my thing, and I'd be like, this is it. I'm not doing this again. God, I promise this is it. Yep. Or, you'd fall out and wake up, and I'm never doing this again. And 10 minutes later, I'm plotting on how I'm going to, get my next fixed. And I have her, she thought she was buying me Suboxone, and she's taking me to the city. She didn't find this out till we were doing the cleanup with Rocco. And she's like, this looks so familiar. And I'm like, well, and so I told her, I was like, I was really getting dope. And, I mean, you'll do anything, you'll convince anything of anyone to not get sick. And it's...
And me, as her sister, I didn't want to believe that she was getting anything other than Suboxone. Right. Even my boyfriend was like, I'm telling you, you're giving her money, she's not getting Suboxone. And I'm like, no. And I wouldn't believe it. Yeah. And then come to find out, it was true. She wasn't getting Suboxone.
Now, so after the withdrawal in your house, you guys went to Strong, and then you got connected to Loyola. What was going on with Justin at this point? Were you guys...
We the last time I saw Justin was October 8th at the visit center seeing our kids, because at that point we had supervised visitation. Okay. We weren't on good terms, We
so
had
you weren't
both
together at that point.
No, we had just broken up. We were pissed off at each other. We had been constantly, dragging each other down, and we knew it. And it was like, we had an amazing life together, and we knew we were throwing it away, but there was nothing either one of us could do to fix it at that point. I knew I needed help. I knew he needed help. And until we both made that step, there was no getting back together, because the first time I went into Loyola, I did 5 days in detox, and then I did 2 weeks at Loyola. On Subutex, got out. I was good for 2 weeks. Ended up selling my Subutex. Justin and I were back together, and it was 10 times worse this time, because it was just, it was insane the amount that we were doing. And it was all day, from the time we woke up in the morning till the time we went to sleep, if we went to sleep that night. It was constantly chasing it. And so it was hard. And it was also hard because Justin had mental illness. And my son used to call it, daddy's stuck in his dreams. That's the best way you say that to a kid. So he would get stuck in his dreams, and it was really hard, because so many times I'd look at him and it wasn't him. Like, it was this blank stare, and he wasn't there. So I ended up leaving him and getting a hold of my sister again, and I was like, I messed up. I gotta get back into Loyola. And at that point, I was sleeping in a abandoned basement, and because I would bounce back and forth from our old apartment building on Ave D in St. Paul, which was real great for me to be at. And it just, I don't know, it just got really bad. and I got into Loyola within 4 days, I think, that time. So I was able to see my kids at the visit, tell them what was going on. And this time I stayed. I was there for, I think, like 32 days total, including detox.
Yeah.
And I needed to be there. I needed more than that 2 weeks. And when I went in there, I was headstrong that I was going to be out by Halloween. Not missing a Halloween with my kids.
Yeah.
No. But in the back of my head, my wheels were turning. Halloween. You know, I'm going to go out and I won't use. I'll just go out and have fun. But I knew if I got out then I would use. So I talked to my sister and my dad about it, and they're like, you know, you need to miss this one so you can be here for all the rest of them. And thank God I did, because I don't know if I would be here. Justin and I had, you know, we'd gotten together and so many times broken up, and I feel like he died maybe so I could live and be here for my kids. So, but sorry.
So you don't have to apologize. This is real. This is real life.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of emotion that goes into it. I'm choked up just hearing the story. So, you know, and it goes back to me saying this is a living hell. Like, addiction is a living hell. This is not something that you wanted. So for people that are listening that aren't familiar with this, that haven't experienced their own addiction, it's brutal for people that go through it.
Right.
This is not how you pictured your life. This is not what you pictured for your marriage, and this is not what you pictured for your children.
Right.
And luckily, you're clean and you're sober today. And
yeah,
you know, I didn't know you when you were in active addiction. I mean, like, you look great. You look healthy. And
thank you.
She's actually put on some weight, which is good, because she used to be like skin and bones.
Yeah.
So you can definitely tell she's a lot healthier. She's got a glow back in her face. I'll never forget when she was, you know, using, which I didn't realize she was using because I thought she was on Suboxone, but her eyes just, there was nothing there.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, your soul is dead.
Yeah. It's trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've heard so many people say, which it's my biggest pet peeve, is, you know, they chose this. And it's like, this is not a choice. Nobody wants to lose everything. Nobody wants to lose their life. Nobody wants their family to, you know, be disappointed or, you know, hurt by you. I hurt my sister, my dad, so many of my friends and family, and they all knew, most of them knew that wasn't me. Yeah. Some of those relationships, luckily, are repairable. Some of them aren't. But for me, at least, knowing that I'm sorry and fight for myself and others who are going through this, that's enough for me. I can be sorry for everything that I did. I can't make anybody accept, you know, things that I've done.
You can't stay stuck in that either.
Right, right. I need to keep moving forward for me and my kids.
Which you are. And that's, I mean, I've been interacting with you on social media, and it's just incredible seeing, like, how outspoken you are, and you're such an advocate for yourself and for addiction in general and in Justin's memory, and I think it's incredible.
Thank you.
You know, and for people that are listening, as long as you're breathing, there's hope.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm sure people wrote you off at some points and thought, God, she's going to be the next one, or, you know, she's going to be in prison, or she's going to, whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're not. You're here, and you're making a difference.
Thank you.
I do have to ask you, so you have, how many children do you have?
I have two of my own.
Okay.
I had a daughter who passed away when I was 21.
Okay.
But I have two of my own, and then I have 3 stepkids.
What do you want to say? Because I know, and this always bothers me, people that don't understand, or people that judge, people that are struggling with addiction that have children. You know, how could you do that to your kids? And you like, you know, you love drugs more than you do your kids. Can you shed some light on what it's like to be an addict and a mother?
Right. It's it's hard because, I call what I was doing for a while maintenance, so I could function for not just myself, but for them for the day. Yeah. I put my kids through a lot. And they love me through it. And it's amazing. It's the best feeling ever because I still did no wrong to them. But I'm very honest with them about it. They know everything. Probably stuff they shouldn't know, but they know everything. And they know that I love them more than anything in this world. And they know that their dad did too, and that this wasn't something we chose. And yeah, we were doing drugs. We were that was what we were doing, but we were doing it to survive the day. Because we were scared of the withdrawal. You're scared of going through that, and you're scared of facing yourself in the mirror. You're scared of, everything you're destroying along the way. You don't want to see any of that. And it's not that you're choosing this over your kids. I would take a bullet for my kids. I don't know a parent that wouldn't. I don't know. It just bugs me when people feel like, this is a choice you're making. This is something, that you can change like that. Just stop. No, it's not. If it was, that'd be amazing. We wouldn't have this problem.
Right, exactly.
But we
Everyone would say, I don't want to go through this anymore.
Right.
I'm going to stop.
Right. And it needs to be talked about. Like, so many people want to brush it under the rug, and some people have made comments that even though my sister, she talks about it all the time, and F them. Like,
talk about it.
I'm going to talk about it. And if it helps someone, then it helps them. But it's helping me talk and learn from myself. And it's helping other people too. Maybe talk about being stuck in their own prison in their mind. And that's what I need to do for myself, for Justin, for all of our friends who are struggling still doing this.
When you're giving hope, you're sitting here right now. What are you doing to help, to help you stay clean and sober? Like, what is your life like now?
Oh, I jump on the trampoline a lot. I go for lots of walks. We live in Bergen, so there's a park not too far. So I'm constantly walking the trail and doing the workouts on it. I get my kids a lot, and it's awesome. We have sleepovers. We're just silly and goofy, and I like to embarrass her and her boyfriend doing Snapchat and random places. And, I love waking up now and enjoying a cup of coffee outside and smelling the fresh air and actually caring about smelling the fresh air. Like, it's the little things that, I had lost sight of along the way, and I got them back, and I'm like a kid again in a candy store, and I love it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It really is, too. It's about those little things. I noticed that in my own life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things that you wouldn't even think about.
Yeah.
Because you're too busy thinking about getting yourself okay and not sick. Well, now there's something else that you're doing. You guys are wearing some t-shirts, addiction awareness. Yeah. BeTheChange.
Yes.
With the leopard print.
Yeah.
You gotta explain the leopard print, because for people that are just listening and they're not seeing this, there's a significance to the leopard print.
There is. When my husband first came home, he got leopard spots tattooed on his head. We love leopards and the print, and so he got them tattooed on his head. And I was like, a few years down the road, he's like, oh, I want to get it on my face. And I was like, no, we'll get a divorce if that happens. Well, we seriously ended up getting divorced, but within the same year, we got remarried again. Like, the divorce finished, we high-fived, and like 4 months later, we're getting hitched again. So I ended up getting them on my head too, but Justin used to always, people would be like, why'd you get that? And he'd always say, no leopard has the same spots. Nobody's has the same. Everybody's different, and we need to embrace that. And that's the leopard print, and
awesome.
you know, my kids are loving it and obsessed with them. And my brother Donnie, well, Justin's brother Donnie, he actually got a tattoo of this the skull on the back.
Oh, I think I saw those where it's like the skull with the leopard.
Yes.
Okay.
So Donnie got that, and it looks just like Justin.
Yes.
So, I mean, we went with it, and we were like, you know, let's do this. So, yeah, it's
on your leg too, Mom.
Yeah, I got the same tattoo on my leg. So, yeah.
We'll throw some pictures up on the Facebook page too, so people can actually see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And what's going on this afternoon?
1:00 we're having the first annual, because I'd like to do it every year. I think we need to. And, you know, I posted about it for a few months, and different areas, like people in Houston, people in, you know, Florida, they're all saying they want to do this, but we're doing an addiction awareness walk. It started with Justin, but it's grown into so much more. People need to know that there are people who care and who get it and who will love them through it. And so this is for them. This is for, you know, people who have lost their lives to it. This is for people still struggling with it, for the families, kids, anybody. It's just to, you know, unite the community, because it's affecting our community. It's not just in the city. It's in suburbs. It's everywhere. And people need to be aware of it and stop being ashamed and stop, you know, hiding. And I mean, I was ashamed for a long time, and I won't be anymore. It's a part of who I am. And, you know, I'm growing from it. It's made me stronger. So
that's what keeps people sick. It's such a cheesy cliche saying, but it's what keeps people sick, is that shame and the secrets and the not wanting to talk about it for fear of judgment.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, thank you guys so much for coming here and talking about this.
Thank you for having us.
Is there
thank you.
Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about? I mean, you have this opportunity now to, you know, be heard. Anything else that you guys wanted to?
I just want to say, you know, if you're struggling with this, you yourself, just keep fighting. You know, every day is a new day, and maybe you use a little less or something, but don't give up. Like, we can recover from this, and it's amazing when we do. And to, you know, families or friends who, you know, just want to say, you know, they're a junkie now, or they're this or they're that. No, we're still in there. We're fighting to get out. We fight every day to get out, whether you see it or not. We fight to get out of bed, which is a step. But don't shun them. Don't turn your backs on them. I'm not saying to go out and give them money or, you know, emotionally be there. You know, take them to a meeting. Help them. When I was trying to get into Loyola, it was really hard for me to sit on the phone that long and go through that. My sister helped me do that, and that was huge, because if it was just me, I probably would have hung the phone up. But just, you know, just be there. We're a united, you know, Rochester family, and we need to show each other love.
We've got good recovery here in Rochester. I mean, there's something really special that's happening, especially in the past year or two.
Yeah.
So I think it's awesome that you have, you know, become absorbed into that as well, because it's not just us. It's not just one person that's going through it. It's everybody. It affects everybody.
Yeah.
And, you know, to your sister, what is your advice to anybody that is dealing with a family member in addiction?
My advice is just do everything you can for them. Be there for them. Don't, you know, like Neffy said, don't shun them. Be there for them. Show them that there's another life that they can, you know, be living right now. Yeah. And push. I pushed with her. I'll never forget, it was the second time that I was, you know, I told her, you got to go back. I'm taking you back. But I wouldn't take her. I wanted to take her farther.
Right.
So she wouldn't have a choice to like walk out. You know, she knows nobody out in like, you know, Hornell and back. So I was like, no, you're going back. And she was like, well, but I gotta go here and I gotta get a sabbat. I said, no, you're doing this without anything. We're going. I'm picking you up. Be ready.
So you wanted to get a Suboxone so you were like less sick when you went in?
Yeah. Because the first time I literally puked the whole way there. I passed out downstairs. They almost didn't let me go up to detox.
Yeah.
And the second time I did use right up until I told her, I was like, someone owes me a Suboxone down on Clinton. So she took me and I got stuff and I shot up in the alley and, you know, I survived the ride. But that time when I did it, I could feel that that was the last time that I was going to be, you know, using a needle. I mean, I could feel it that time and I wanted it bad that time. So
yeah, well, it's life or death.
Yeah,
you know, and it's very literal in your case, unfortunately. You know?
Yeah.
For people that want to go to the walk today, can you just give some details as to where and when? And
yeah, it's at 1:00, Manhattan Square Park, which is right by the Strong Museum. They have an ice skating rink, which we're going to be meeting right there in front of the ice skating rink. Okay. So yeah, 1:00.
Are people going to be able to get these shirts that you're rocking?
Yep, we have some shirts. Hopefully Rocco's coming. He said he was a little under the weather, so we'll see. But yep, we have some of these ones. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for being here. And any time that you want to come back on, we'd love to have you.
Awesome.
And I'm just really proud of you.
Thank you.
Just meeting you, but I'm very proud of you. And I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, well, yeah, all right. So we got a few minutes left here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring Joel back in here. Joel, come on back in. Got a little bit of dead air right now while we have Joel come in.
Okay.
What are you doing? That's not on. You're okay, son. All right, I'm back.
I just wanted to wrap up with you.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had you not in the studio during the interview just because of some ethical reasons.
No, that's all right.
But I just wanted to bring you back in here and, you know, what do you got going on this weekend?
I have nothing going on.
You have nothing going on this
No, I
weekend?
have nothing going on this weekend. I'm going to go down and take care of all my pets and... I don't know how to do this. I'm really personal. I have a chicken. I do have a chicken, by the way. Yeah, that's the only thing could you feed it? You have to, you know, we can't eat it. So, yeah. So that chicken I spent all last night with it. Serious. This is weird.
Yeah, no, I thought we had a few more minutes there.
No, that's okay. We're all set. So listen, everybody, make sure you get to the walk today. Make sure you get to the nice weather, and have a good time.
Yep. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We had more time with that song.
No, you did, but
They're still...
I go around 3 minutes out.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I was looking at the...